Hello and welcome. Today is the 20th Sunday of Ordinary Time. The gospel today was about the Canaanite woman, and so I spoke today in my homily about racism or anti racism, I guess. So you can check out my homily on my website if you want to hear more. During a homily, you don't have much time to teach or to really get into the details, and so I wanted to take a few moments in this video to explain a little bit more about what I was trying to say and take some more time to flesh out some of my thoughts about this. Racism seems to be or the topic of it seems to be all over the news these past few months, especially since June with the whole Black Lives Matter. And that's something that's been happening for years now. And it creates a division, doesn't it? As you're either for or against, and that's what I was talking about at in my homily this morning. Is that all these opinions, these things that people have, they become a political agenda for a lot of people, and we forget that there's human beings behind all of this. So the reason we don't say all lives matter, even though all lives do matter, is because throughout history, there's always a certain group, a marginalized group. And we need to focus in on certain people at certain times to the expense of others. I want to bring your attention back to the Gospels. Jesus seeks out the lost sheep. Nobody looks at that gospel and says, oh, the 99 matter. 99 sheep matter, not just the one. No, Jesus always seeks out those who are hurt, abused, those who are pushed to the edges, those who are lost. Sometimes to the expense of the 99 because they're doing fine. Right now, white lives, they're doing a lot better than the black lives in the States. In Canada, we really should say Indigenous lives matter because they're the ones who are hurt and abused. They're the ones who are marginalized that we need to be focusing on and concentrating on now. So this isn't to say that some lives are more important than others. It's just to really highlight that we need to focus on what's important, one issue at a time. This isn't a political agenda. This is just how we live out love in this world. Okay, which brings me to my next point. So many people say, oh, that's just politics, or it's just a political decision, or that terminology, these words that we have to say, phrases that we have to say now, they're just being politically correct. What does politics even mean to people? Politics means for the people, or specifically it means of the city, affairs of the city. So politics is not an agenda. Politics is just how we look out for each other. It's how we care for the people. It's how we care for our town, our city, our country. It's how we care for the world and each other. So we have to realize that politicians then, they're not just out there for themselves. They don't just have a personal agenda. How can I get reelected? How can I make the most money? They're public servants. Now, I'm not saying that none of them are corrupt. There's corruptness everywhere. Farmers, there's corrupt farmers, people cheating the system. There's corrupt priests, we know, priests cheating the system. And the teachers, there's corrupt teachers, teachers cheating the system. Well, this doesn't mean that they're all bad. And so we really have to treat each politician, each person, as a human being first. They're part of their party not because they're trying to oppress and it's all about power, but they're part of a party because I believe deep down inside they want to make a difference and they think that their opinions are the ones that are going to make the greatest difference. So yeah, we can criticize opinions, but let's not criticize people. We can criticize ideas, and we can ask people to reflect on their ideas. But let's not run people down. So my last point then is about opinions. So everybody seems to think these days, especially on the internet, that we all have a right to our own opinion. And that's only actually partially true. This whole freedom of speech thing, we think we have, where we can say whatever we want whenever we want. That's actually only partially true. We only have the freedom of loving speech. God has given us our mouths, our voice to use for love. God hasn't given us our mouths to hate. No one has the right to hate speech. And this is what cancel culture is trying to tell us. And I don't necessarily believe in cancel culture, that when somebody says something hateful, you just kick them out of existence. Maybe that's not the best way to handle it. But there's something to be said there that God has given no one the right to sin. It says that right in the scripture, and hate speech is sin. So we have the right to disagree, and that's what free speech is trying to protect for us. But we don't have the right to hate, to call other people out. And we might have the right to our opinion, but we do not have the right to our wrong opinion. I remember I was talking to this young person once, and they said, well, can you help me with my math homework? I said, math? No, I can't. But if you want, I can help you with your religion homework. That's all I can do. And they said, well, religion, that's easy because it's all just opinions. No, it's not. I don't care if your opinion is that God doesn't exist. I don't care. I love you. I don't care if your opinion is that God does exist. I don't care. I love you. However, you're either right or wrong. Sure, you have a right to your opinion, but your opinion is either right or wrong. There are some things where it's not about opinions. You're either right or wrong. And so once we discover whether that we're wrong, we no longer have a right to our wrong opinion. Once we discover that it's false, we need to cease and desist in our opinion. This means that we need to be open all the time to being corrected. So if politics helps you, and religion helps you to become open to yourself and self-correction, so that you can learn how to love your nation, your people, your neighbors better, then this is what God has intended for us. Thank you, and I look forward to your comments in the comment section, whether you agree with this video or not. God bless, and I hope you have a wonderful day.